Hello Ram fan, my name is Jeff Garner and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Cleveland Rams Football with head coach Scott Riley. As always, I'm joined by the head coach of the Cleveland Rams, Mr. Scott Riley. Thanks again for your time, Coach. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Since we were last year, Ram fam, Coach Riley and the Rams had a big win on the road at former conference rival Corinth Holders. Final score was Rams 34, Pirates 27. Big win for the Rams, Coach, right before the bye week. Give us your initial thoughts.
Yeah, big win. And an important win to get us even going out of the conference. That's where we've been the last few years, and it sets us up well for a decent seed and a good shot at the conference if you're at that even record at the split.
Like I said, the victory improved the Rams' record to an even 3-3 in the season. And again, as we said, right before the bye week and before heading, like I said, into conference play this week at East Wake. But before we get into East Wake, let's talk a little bit again more about the Corinth game, Coach. Big concern for me was how would the Rams respond coming off, the 3 straight losses, with the latter being, the heartbreaker that it was at Fuquay. Took us a little while to get going, I thought. We went punt, turnover on downs, punt on the first 3 possessions, but then we held the Pirates on 4th down to start the second period, took the ball down to score, and after that, the boys really seemed to get their feet under, and they seemed to get the confidence back, and it was really a different game starting at that point.
Yeah, I thought, sometimes it takes that way. You don't really know what another defense is going to do until you play them, especially with our offense being a little different than some of the teams we've seen them against. And they had a few players out there we weren't expecting. So it takes a little while to make some adjustments and those kind of things. And I thought our offensive staff did that well, and we got things rolling in the right direction after that slow start, if you will.
Absolutely. The Rams actually recover a fumble by the Pirates on their next possession, and 2 plays later, Rams score again, take the lead. Rams actually outscore the Pirates 20-13 in the second quarter to take a 20-19 lead into the break. Even though the fourth quarter, Coach, and we'll talk about that a little bit here as we go, I thought the fourth was big for us from a defensive standpoint, but I really thought that second quarter kind of set the stage, again, put points on the board, and I really think that, like I said, that set the tone for the rest of the game, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was a good quarter. We would have liked to close it out better, not give them up those points there at the end of the half. I think if we close out that half a little bit better, it's not such a tight game in the second half. But yeah, obviously getting the points on the board and getting the lead after the slow start was real important to us.
Well, statistically, Coach Ocean, your quarterback, 17 for 30 for 252 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Rushing, Tyson ran 24 times for 114 yards and a touchdown. He also had a touchdown on a kickoff return. We'll talk about that a little bit too. But how'd you feel just about the offense in general?
Good. Good, well-rounded performance where we could throw it and run it. I thought we've had better rushing nights. We've had better throwing nights, but together it was one of our better overall offensive performances.
Yeah, across the board.
Do a little bit of both against a good defense.
Absolutely, I agree. Big night for the defense, though, Coach, as well. A couple 3 names stand out to me, including Sutton, Durham, Vincent, all 3 credited with double-digit tackles on the night. Durham leading the way with 18. Durham and JaNathan Kisner each with 2 sacks apiece on the night. You throw in an interception by Jamal Hampton, and just a great night for the defense. And again, we'll talk about that fourth quarter specifically here in a little bit, but just I thought a good night for the defense.
Yeah, they're kind of a triple option team, kind of like we're a counter team, and we run a lot of other stuff other than that.
Right.
But that's kind of their base. They run a lot of fullback trap and stuff like that in addition to it, and I thought we did the best job since I've been around of playing that triple option. I don't think they had any yards on that play. But they did have a little more success with the trap early. And Mike Darden, number 30 for Corinth Holders, he's a load to get on the ground.
He's low. He's got he's got the bulk. He's hard to find. I mean, and he gets behind that line, and it's hard to find him.
And then I thought the secondary did a good job of making them one-dimensional, where they weren't successful throwing the football, and they put a lot on Darden's plate. That drive up before half, he had to come out and he got tired, and I think he got worn down a little bit, made it a little easier to tackle him in the second half.
Well, as we do each week, Coach, I've queued up a couple plays, and I've already given away some hints here of things that the Ram fan will see. But let's jump in here and give us your thoughts. We start out here, Coach, on defense. And that big 4th down stop early in the second quarter that seemed to get the Rams going in the game.
Yeah, big play by Traquan Harris here, reading the route, jumping that slant, and almost getting the pick.
Yes, he did.
We'll say that he knew it was fourth down and he didn't think he'd get back.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. We'll take that.
But a great break on the ball either way on fourth down to be aggressive there, and a good play. He's got his hands on the ball quite a bit this season.
Yes, he has. All right, ensuing drive now for the Ram offense. 3rd and goal for the Rams at the Pirate 13, and Corn Artist makes the diving catch to put the ball right on the 1.
This is Caleb Scott.
Caleb Scott, I'm sorry.
But yeah, great catch. Caleb, just the way, the ball got distributed tonight, only ended up with 2 catches, but 2 unbelievable catches. He had this one and then one for a touchdown.
That one might be coming up here in a little bit.
Later in the game. So both his catches were huge. This sets us up with a chance to score. But, great catch, great concentration on the football, and a dangerous area to go airborne there.
Absolutely. After that, Dew takes it in for the touchdown, but then on the Pirates' next drive, the Rams defense causes the big turnover.
Yeah. This is one of those triple option plays, and everyone played their assignment. You hear Kisner right there taking the dive with the rest of the D-line. The linebacker there, Dakota Marquess, takes the quarterback. He forces him to pitch, and then Jacquez Durham's there on the pitch and delivers a shot first, then finds the ball and gets it. So great execution out of the defense there. That's it kind of helped playing Fuquay the week before, and they're doing the same thing just from under center. So 2 weeks of preparation really helped in that regard.
2 plays later, Coach, and Ocean with the beautiful over-the-shoulder pass to Griffin Duck for the touchdown.
Yeah, great execution of the slow go, faking the slant there, getting the corner to bite on that, having success with the slant early in the game, set that up, and then great throw, great catch, just overall great execution.
What I saw in this catch, Coach, and I'm going to tell you what, and again, I mean it as a compliment. Sometimes Ocean can really put some mustard on that ball, and I think that's calls for some incompletions. Again, not his fault per se, but just that's the kind of player. But that right there shows he's got the touch as well. I mean, he let Duck run under this one. I thought it was just a great throw.
Yeah, good way to lead him into the open field, open space of the defense.
Still in the second period here, Coach, after a score by the Pirates, they make a mistake by kicking off to what I consider the most dangerous player on the field, and that's Mr. Tyson Dew, and the Pirates pay the price.
Right. We'd practiced a lot of those pooch kicks all week long because that's what they had shown on film. And last year they kicked I think the Jacob Scott, and he returned one of us to the house. And so we didn't feel like they were going to kick deep to Tyson. But this is something that Coach Jacobs and Coach Bozer put a lot of work into the last few weeks in improving this team and get a good block to start all off, and then Tyson makes an unbelievable run right there where he gets the 2 guys to tackle each other and take it to the house.
All right, we move into the third now. Coach Rams with a 2nd goal from the 9. Ocean finds Duck again for his 2nd touchdown of the night.
Good. So you saw the sluggo before. Now we come back with another slant. So when you have the passing game working like that, you have a lot of options, and does a good job of getting under the linebackers, concentrating on the catch, and once he realizes in the end zone, getting down because you never know what can happen in there. So does a good job of doing that. Good throw. Leads him where it's open. That's a dangerous throw. That's an inch behind him.
Yeah, it's a pick. It's a pick,
and it's
or at
coming
least
back the other way,
or at least knocked down. But yeah, it's probably going for 6 the other way.
Right. So good throw, good concentration, good protection there where he could make that throw.
All right, ensuing drive now for the Pirates, and your defense again comes up with their 2nd fumble recovery of the night.
Yeah, great play. This is kind of a play they hadn't shown before, so we're giving that to them. They'd thrown their little screen out there to the outside receivers, so we're pressing him. So he's kind of uncovered, and they did this a couple times, and it is a great demonstration of our pursuit of the football. You have almost all the blue helmets in the screen right here. I think everybody except the backside corners in the screen getting to that, and Jamal Hampton does a great job of taking on the block from the outside, shedding that block right there, wrapping him up. He didn't finish it, but holding him up to where the team can rally to it.
Absolutely.
Get the ball out, and we get it. So really good execution there, and great effort.
Like I said, love to see that pursuit. That's got to do your heart good right there. I mean, that's what it's all about as well.
Yeah, if you want to be a good defense, you got to do those type of things right there.
All right, Rams take that turnover, Coach, and drive again. This time it's 2nd goal from the Pirate 15, and your junior wide receiver, Caleb Scott's. Again, that catch we talked about a little earlier, this one I think was the catch of the night. Yeah,
like I said, he only had 2 catches, both of them spectacular. He gets lost back there in the coverage on the scramble drill, works to the sideline, and And Darius does a good job of keeping his eyes down the field. And that big arm that we talked about earlier really helps, where he's kind of running away from it, but is able to
got to put it on at that time.
Able to sling it out there. And Caleb does a great job of not only catching it but keeping his feet in bounds there for the touchdown.
All right, next up, Coach, special teams time again. Ensuing kickoff here for you, and the Rams recover the onside kick.
Yeah, thought we had it, earlier in the game we didn't get the kick we wanted, and so we tried it again, and this one takes a beautiful bounce right off the shoulder pad. Not even fair to that young man. Great kick. And then Jamal Hampton comes up with a big fumble recovery. I was glad for that. Just the way the Fuquay game ended, he could be on the other end of the onside kick.
Right.
Great concentration, because that ball was careening right out of bounds, and he's able to catch it clean.
All right, last play of the third here, Coach, and again, Jamal Hampton gets the INT that we spoke about a little earlier as well. Sorry.
Yeah, another big play. So he's involved in 3 of our turnovers from the night. Holding that guy up on the fumble recovery I showed just a minute ago, getting the onside kick, and then great coverage. Our DBs have done a real good job with pass coverage last few weeks. I think it's been all the way back to the Terry Sanford game since someone's thrown it over for 100 yards against us.
You're correct.
So they've done a really good job. Both receivers here are locked up, and he presses him almost out of bounds. So even if he catches that, it's not going to be completion, and then is able to get the ball himself. Does a great job becoming a receiver. He's a really talented offensive player as well, so that helped. So great textbook coverage there. And really shows his growth in a year, because we played Corinth the end of the year last year, and he gave up two of these plays, and I know it's something he wanted to get redemption for, and he definitely.
I tell you what, he's around the ball. I mean, he's got a nose for the ball. All right, Coach. Again, as we talked about that fourth period, I think the defense. I don't say I know the defense showed up. This next play is indicative of how that fourth period went, and Rams get the sack.
Yeah. Did a great job. This is the second year in a row. Last year was a little different of a game, real high scoring.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But
over 100 and some.
I believe the
points.
first play of the fourth quarter, they had like a 4th and 1 that they go for last year, and we stop them. And then the rest of the game, we stop them on 4 and outs, and they don't score in the fourth quarter. So having 2 shutouts in the fourth quarter 2 years in a row is great for our defense. And this year is a little lower scoring. I thought they played pretty well throughout. But good effort. And again, when they had to throw the ball at the end of the game, they couldn't. They had good coverage there, and obviously it's hard to throw when you got people in your face.
Again, you talked about it a little earlier. Again, with the game prior at Fuquay ending like it did. I mean, for the defense to come out here and pitch a shutout that fourth period, and like I said, just in essence shut them down. I mean, that just shows the resilience and confidence that these guys have. So I was just extremely proud of these guys for this big win. I really was. All right, Coach, next up, our weekly player awards. Who you got for us?
Our offensive player of the week goes to Griffin Duck.
He might need to keep that number. I don't know. You might need to think about that.
He'll be wearing that again. His jersey rips.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Wearing 6.
Yeah.
So I think his has not come back. We said in the away game. So at least be wearing 6 for another week.
All right.
But yeah, he's our offensive player of the week with 6 catches, 76 yards, and 2 big touchdowns. So did a great job for us, and is one of the few seniors out there on offense.
Right.
He'll continue to lead that group.
Well, he's been known all year long for moving the chains. I mean, I've lost count of third down conversions that's gone to him. He's had yet to get into the end zone, but again, 2 huge touchdowns for you this week.
Yep, and one on a slant and one on a slow go, so they set each other up pretty well. Yep. The defensive player of the game goes to Jacquez Durham. I think it's the second week in a row he's gotten that, but he had 17 and a half tackles. He was closer. He had 6 missed tackles, but it just shows you he had his reads down, and
I was
kind of
calling his name all night. I didn't have to look at anything. I knew exactly who he was.
So he was in and around like 23 some tackles. So he had 2 tackles for loss, both of them on those pitches to both times they pitched it, he was there.
Right.
A forced fumble and a fumble recovery on the same play. So excellent and productive night for him.
Certainly.
We told him if you get your reads right, you're going to have at least 20 tackles.
Yeah.
So he missed a few less tackles. He would have had his 20 tackles as we told him he would.
Yeah.
But he played a great game.
He definitely did.
And then our special teams player of the week goes to Tyson Dew for his kickoff return for a touchdown. Obviously, he'd probably give an assist to his blocking.
Yes, he would.
Jacquez said it. I guess I'm the one that laid the block. I should get that. He said, but I think he absorbed the block more than he made the block. So Tyson with a great return.
It was.
Obviously, it was going to be a big return. It being a touchdown was great running by Tyson, having the two guys collide and be able to keep his balance and get in the end zone with the speed. So he's our special teams player of the week. Our trenches player of the week was also in the running for the special teams player of the week. JaNathan Kisner, he had the 2 sacks, the one you just showed there, iced the game at the end of the game. He had 6 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, so he kind of lived in the backfield. He had a tough matchup over there with, with Monk on his side, and the Division I player going to Duke, I believe.
That's right.
But he also got 2 block kicks, so he was in the running for special teams. But we'll kind of throw that in with his trenches player of the week.
I tell you, I don't know. We got to check records on blocked kicks. I mean, we got to be getting there close. I know Sterling blocked several in his time, but I don't know. I think we're getting close.
Yeah, since we've been here, we've been pretty good at getting those extra points. But I think the first one, Kisner did a good job of getting his arm up. The second one was low and kind of hit him more than. So I don't know if I give you a block. The ball kind of hit you.
You were in the right place.
Yeah, he said it hurt enough that it should count. So, and then our scout team player of the week goes to JaNathan Coward. Played a great game at D-line, but he also scouted Monk 53. He was the nose tackle and tackle, and he had to stand in there a lot and not take much time off during the week.
Yeah, really
being in there because he gave us the best look of what that type of player would be like. He's just not as tall. So,
good.
But,
great.
He did a great job for us. And then the program player of the week, another defensive player, is Dakota Marquess. He great student. He's got one of the highest GPAs in our team, well over 4.0, 4.8 or something like that. Ridiculous.
I'm telling you.
But does a great job. Always gets great reports from his teachers, and everyone loves having him in the classroom. We like having him on the football field too.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks, Coach. I appreciate that. Again, that's always my favorite part. I love when the guys get the accolades. And again, it's tough. I know it's tough on you guys to pick some because sometimes there's a number of players that can get the award. But appreciate that. All right. Well, let's talk, Coach. Rams' upcoming game this week. It's another list of firsts for us, as I see it. It's the first conference game of the season. It's the first conference game in the new Greater Neuse River Conference, as you say, and it's the first game we've played against our opponent in Cleveland's history, and that's being the Warriors of East Wake. Warriors bringing a 1-5 record to the contest. Only victory coming in their last game at Carborough. They won that game by a score of 48-6. We all know, Coach, that that the games prior to the conference mean a lot. I'm not taking anything away from them, but the real season gets underway Friday night.
Absolutely. The non-conference. That's what I tell them. If you lose all your non-conference games, you're probably not going to win your conference. But if you do, you get seated above teams that are 8-1 and they lost the conference game. So there is a premium put on conference performance, and there should be because the goal every year is try to win 2 championships. That's the only trophies they give out. So this is our task to win this one, and you can't do it without winning them all, typically. Right. So, and East Wake's a talented team.
Yes.
Don't let the record fool you. Absolutely. They have had a lot of real close football games that could easily be 3-3 or 4-2, just as easily they are as 1-5. So it'll be a good test for us, and we don't know a lot about them. Like you said, the rest of the conference we've played. If they weren't in our conference, we played them non-conference. So we know them. We know the coaches well, but East Wake it'll probably be a new experience. And I definitely want to talk about that. I want to talk about that a little bit, the unknown a little bit. But they're coming off the bye week too, as you know, Coach. So if anything, both teams should be, I guess, well rested. Maybe there's no such thing as well rested at this time of the season anyway. But how do you think having the same bye week comes into play for this week? Most teams want that bye right before you get into the conference, so you can tie things up, because there really are no do-overs at this point. You got to live with the results more so than you do with the conference game. So just give us a little extra time to prepare for a new offense we haven't really seen before, and gives us time to work on our fundamentals. Last week was a lot of fundamental work. We worked on, what East Wake's going to do a little bit, but it was really concentration on us and getting us better, so we're a better team coming out of the bye week. And I'm sure East Wake's
probably doing the same thing.
Very similar things.
Well, speaking of, again, East Wake, first year at the helm for head coach Sean Murphy. Coach Murphy came to the Warriors after a 20-year stint at Archbishop Curley in Baltimore, Maryland. He certainly brings a storied resume to the Warriors, 5 conference titles, including an undefeated season in 2014. What do you know about Coach Murphy?
I mean, not as far as the football coach, not as anything more I could see on film, because this will be our first chance to get him. Talking with him a couple times, very nice guy, easy to get along with, and those kind of things. But we'll learn a lot as we continue this rivalry with him in the next 4 years.
Absolutely. And this is where I'm curious about your opinion on this, coach. Is when going up against a team and a coach, for this matter, that you've not played before, do you think there are any advantages, disadvantages to either team when that's in, or is it just the way it is? It's
just the way it is. Obviously, they're probably not going to be any more familiar with us than we are with them. I'm sure they have. I don't know their whole staff. I'm sure they have coaches that are from the area, so they might be a little more familiar with us. Kind of what you learn in the game is what kind of adjustments are they going to make as the game goes on to what we're doing. Because you don't necessarily get that from film, because you don't know what they've changed going in from game to game, because you don't know what the team that you're not scouting what they look like.
Yeah,
so those are the kind of things you pick up as you play teams more often. But for the most part, you kind of see what the team is. You see what the coaching style is from the film, just like you would any other week. So it's not a huge difference, but there will be things in the game that we'll learn as we go.
The Warriors come in the game averaging about 24 points on offense. Defensively, they're giving up about 30. With that said, what can we expect, do you think, Coach, from their offense and defense?
Some games they look unbelievable on both sides of the football. And they've gotten better as the season's gone on. You can see their point totals are going way up on offense, and their defense kind of has scored a lot of those points. You don't really get that from a box score, but you watch the film.
Yeah, you just see the total.
They've scored in a lot of games. So if we make a mistake, they have the ability to pick that ball up and run it back to the house, or pick off a pass and bring it back. So I know in like the Roseville game, they scored all 8 points in a 13-8 game. They scored, I think, twice against Southeast Raleigh on defense. So they've scored 3 or 4 touchdowns and scored a lot of points on defense. So they're dangerous on that side of the ball, real athletic, and the offense isn't like anything you typically see. So that always, just like we had with Fuquay, it's an offense you don't see very often. This is even more different than what you see from what you've seen from them. So that always takes a little extra time to prepare, and hopefully the extra practices during the bye week will help us with that.
Okay, Ram fam, there you have it. This Friday night, Rams travel to East Wake to take on the Warriors. It's our first of 5 conference games this season. You certainly have come out well at our other away games, and the last being obviously at rival Corinth Holders, but we're going to need you again this week. We're back to 7:30 kickoffs now for the remainder of the season, including this week at East Wake. Again, kickoff 7:30. We absolutely need to see the Ram fam in the house, so we'll certainly be there covering every play. Back here, with the coach and talking about coverage of the game, highlights of the game. So, Coach, I certainly appreciate your time again this week. I know you're busy. Final comments heading to East Wake?
No, look forward to seeing a bunch of people out there. It's really helped us on the road.
I know we've got the Ram Fam bus going again, and appreciate the Spirit Club setting all that up. And I know there's several teachers and coordinators that are doing that, but it means a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And having a loud group on your sideline always helps the effort. It didn't feel like we were on the road the last 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
At Corinth, and I don't know if they counted, but it seems like we had as many people over there as
it seemed like it to me. So,
that's a great thing. Hopefully we don't sleep on that. It's a little bit further of a drive. They're both in Wendell. So hopefully we can get up there and hope people don't think look at East Wake's record and think, well, they don't need us. We always need you. And,
absolutely.
And like I said, their record is a little misleading when they had a couple 1-2 point games here and there. So they're a much better team than that record indicates.
Can't emphasize that enough. He said it best, Coach Riley. Appreciate it. Again, need you there, Ram fam. Again, forget records, forget all that. This is conference, and conference is different than non-conference. I don't care who it is, where it is. It makes a difference, and again, we need you in the house. So we appreciate it, Coach. Thanks a lot again. And as always, Ram fam, go Rams. Appreciate it.